Well, hello, people. Welcome to episode 1 of Don't Get Cancer, where cancer is more than a bumper sticker or a hashtag, and we bring each other together through pain and loss. So, this episode 1, I have a lot of feelings, emotions, energies, and thoughts and ideas, and I struggled a little bit on where to begin, but then I realized, keep it simple. We gotta begin from the beginning, and the beginning is what I call the find out, and that's the day that changed my life. And yeah, so let's get into it. The day was September 22nd, 2021. I remember it quite vividly. Before I get into that day, I need to paint a little bit of a picture of what was going on before. So prior to that day, I think it was probably a few weeks, a few weeks before that. So probably early September, late August. My pops was kind of feeling weird, sick, and he was like the old school tough guy. He wasn't really. He didn't really get sick like that, and he was, 60, 61, looked great. Everybody thought he was in his mid 40s, but he started feeling weird. And so he had gone to the doctor. His normal doctor wasn't around, so he's seen somebody else. I won't out her. I won't dox her, as the kids say. We won't dox her. But he went in, seen her, and she was essentially like, oh yeah, whatever, you're fine. If you still feel weird in 6 weeks, come back and see me. He continued to feel very not himself, very strange. And my mom was just like, dude, you need to demand to see your doctor, like your actual doctor. Something's up. Like, we've paid into the system. We have insurance. This is, you got to get in there. So she makes him demand to get in to see his actual doctor. So he goes in. This was probably like 2 weeks after he had seen whoever that flake was, and his doctor ran some tests and whatnot. Again, this is all prior to September 22nd. So he's like, yeah, I'll get back to you in a day or two. So fast forward a day or two, or September 22nd, had gotten off of work. I'd hit the gym. Then I'd linked up with my boys Orlando and Trent. We was running some routes, playing football with each other. And then it was normal. Like everything was like strangely, it just was normal. So that's what we did. Having a good time, talking noise to each other, running routes, beating each other. And then we go to leave, and it was like 5 p.m. I didn't live too far. I forget what the field is called, but it's like right by Kiwanis pool. I lived on Congress Street. I didn't live too far. On my 5-minute drive home, my phone just rang differently. I know it sounds stupid. I know it sounds cliche, right? I swear, before I even looked at who it was or what, the ring hit differently. Now, mind you, I knew my pops hadn't been feeling right. That was, but it wasn't like that big of a deal at the time. Like, oh, he hasn't felt right. You know, me and my mom talk all the time. Hey, he hasn't felt right. You know, he went and seen the doctor. So there's always like, when you're older, there's like that off chance, that slim chance that something crazy could happen. But my mind wasn't really there during those, that before, you know what I mean? Like, my mind wasn't there until that phone call. When I heard that first ring, like, I knew. I was like, damn, I know what that sickness is about to be. And then I looked, and it was my mom calling. And me and my mom talk on the regular, so it's not strange that she's calling me, but you know, we're very routine. She would normally call 6 at night. The fact that it was like 5:15, 5:30, also a red flag. And then I was on Congress Street as I picked the phone call up. And, you know, just before she even said a word, like, the whole air of the conversation, man, I knew. And then, you know, the way she said it, you know, she was crying and stuff. You know, she's like, yeah, your father has cancer. Ooh, okay. That hit. And so it's pretty close to my apartment. She's like, yep, we need to, you know, his actual doctor just called him and said, you have major blood clots from, you know, because of the cancer, there's some major blood clots going on. You need to get to the hospital ASAP right now, or you will literally die from those blood clots. I mean, I lived at the time 600 feet from the hospital. So I said, they were about to drive over. I was like, okay, pick me up. We park my car, pick me up. I park my car. I run upstairs, and you know, I'm kind of Wild West, old school. So to deal with this, you know, I cracked open the New Amsterdam vodka bottle, and I ripped down like 5, 6, 7 shots to my face. And I was like, all right. So waiting outside, I see them pull up. I jump in the car with them, and what a awkward situation. It's like the first time that I had to be the support for my parents. You know, your parents support you through the tough things growing up, and the roles have been reversed. So here we go. And me and my dad we weren't like super close. We didn't talk a lot. Like, me and my mom talked damn near every day. But like, how do I break the ice on this conversation? And we were just literally driving like maybe 200 feet to the parking garage. But like, how do I break the ice on this insane situation? And I just said some stupid stuff like, oh, everything's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. That's all I had at the moment. So we park. We get up into the ER waiting room, whatever. You know, it's September 2021. The whole, I can't even still say the word, or like, you know, the powers that be will cancel me. The word rhymed with bovid. That whole situation was still going on. So we check in with him. My brother was at work, so it was just me, my mom, and once we had checked in, I don't know, the doctor and some like male nurse came over and were telling us because of COVID that we couldn't stay. I don't support or condone violence, but a lot of emotions were running through me at the moment, and at that point, whatever my pops was going through, you're gonna tell us that we can't be there with him at the moment. And yeah, man, it's tough. Vividly, I remember that, and was so angry. The first were just so much anger. I wanted to punch the doctor in the face. I wanted to punch the male nurse in the face. I sized up the security guards behind me, and I was like, "You guys are gonna earn your money today." So I went, again, I don't support violence, but I started getting a little loud with them, and my pops just, he didn't want that. He didn't want that energy. He was just like, "Colt, please." Please, he's like, just, so I turned it down for him. Yeah, I think, not to be super cringy, but I think everybody there that night should be happy that my pops wasn't a POS and wasn't with the drama, because I was ready that night. So they kicked me and my mom out, and I walked home to my apartment. She was just gonna hang out in front and wait. I went home to my apartment and just drank very heavily. Called my boss. I was like, "Man," I broke down crying, telling him what was going on. He said, "Hey, man, take whatever you need, take your time, come back, we got you, take your time." And that was cool. So shout out to my boss, man, Timmy Gordon, good dude. And I think so. That was like a Wednesday, so I think I ended up Thursday and Friday off. But man, that night I drank heavily, bumping music, just really trying to get out of numb everything out. So he gets, obviously at this point now he has cancer. They deal with the blood clots, run more tests. Now we gotta wait and figure out like what it is, like what kind of cancer, what's really going on. My mom, being a caring, loving mom, always worried about me, even being at the time 31 and a half now. She didn't want me to like crash out, so she was being careful with the information that she gave me. But it was about a week later, and she called and was like, they figured everything out, and I was like, "So what stage?" Gallbladder. I'm like, "Okay." what stage. She didn't want to tell me what stage it was. We're on the phone, right? I think I just got out the gym. It was like 4 or 5 p.m. You know, hits me with the stage 4. And like then just even more world collapsing happened of stage 4, man. You know, how was this happening, right? My pops went from looking like mid-40s, super healthy, you know, in the gym working out, to all of a sudden stage 4 cancer. Okay, you know, here we go. So she's like, why don't you go have a conversation with him? So I come over. He doesn't know that I know that he has stage 4 cancer. Hey, Pops. He's laying on the couch. I'm sitting in the chair in the living room. Again, me and him aren't super tight. We would, you know, watch Cowboys games and talk about Cowboys together and music here and there, but we weren't and talking about. So, which makes this even crazier. Sit down. Says, hey, Colt, I'm dying. Yeah. I'm gonna do everything I can to fight for you guys, but I got stage 4 and I'm dying. Yeah. Excuse my tears during this, but I swear I held it together during that conversation because I knew that I had to, in the same way with the way to the hospital, I had to hold it together to be strong for my mom, to be strong for him. I didn't want to exacerbate the situation by breaking down and making it seem more crazy for him, because he's actually going through it. And this is one take. I really didn't think that I was gonna try to hold it together for this, but this is real. This is how it is. And for the men out there, we try to, some of us try to shove it down and not be seen like this, but this is one thing. So like, this is real. Cancer is real. Are real. And this is what happens. So, and I understand that, fellas, but sometimes it comes out. So yeah, said he was gonna fight, but he wanted to be secret about it. He didn't want to like tell anybody, so we had to be just not telling so many. I told a few close people to me, and it was just like, oh, he's gonna fight, he's gonna get through it. And maybe it was just my personality or just like the way I was feeling at the time, but that made me even angrier. Like, why are you lying to my face about, he's gonna fight, he's gonna be good, he's gonna get through this? He's got stage 4 cancer, man. Look up stats on that. It's a wrap. And yeah, that I don't know. I get it. People were trying to be supportive and there, but like that kind of made me angry. I almost would have rather been like, yeah, man, this situation is, yeah. It's FUCKE capitalized. But we had to keep it secret, and wow, I think that's a good place to stop for chapter 1, the find out. And if you guys made it this far, if you tuned in even for the beginning of the episode, well, if you're here, you're at the end of the episode. Thank you for tuning in. And there's many more complex topics. Not all of it's going to be gloom and doom, I promise you that. Yeah, we're going to get into all sorts of stuff, guys and girls. Thank you for tuning in. And until the next episode, be easy.